Hey everyone, this is Peyton Anderson, the Next Level Athletes. I'm thrilled to have Zach Wrightsil on the podcast today. This past season at Loyola, New Orleans, Zach saw himself earn NAIA National Player of the Year, along with several other accolades, such as numerous first-team recognition, amongst everything else. Additionally, this past offseason saw Zach commit to Marquette for his final year of collegiate eligibility. Zach, first of all, thanks so much for coming on today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and let's start with your recruitment coming out of high school. What did you take away most from the process, but also what ultimately led you to Loyola in New Orleans?
Um, I would say what led me to Loyola was mainly the Coach Stacey Holloway. He recruited me very well. Coming out, he said he wanted to turn me into a point guard. Me hearing that in high school, uh, as a young kid, I was like, "Oh snap! Like, let's do it!" Somebody believes in me that I can be a point guard. They believe I can take that next step on that next level. So let's do it. That's exactly what I said.
Mm-hmm. And looking back in your high school days, you were named Offensive MVP as well as first team All District and Region, and even named to the Texas All State team. What do you miss most about high school in general? Do you have any particular memory of yours that happens to be your favorite looking back?
Yeah, I would say just making a far playoff run my last year, my senior year. That was a big moment for my guys. Uh, the school that I was at was kind of in a curse for a few years of getting eliminated at the playoffs at the first round every single year. So it was really fun to just kind of get over that barrier and make a deep run and show that we're different from all these teams from over the years.
Mm-hmm. And reflecting back on arriving on campus for the first time at Loyola, what would you say was your outlook and expectations coming into college?
Uh, I would say coming into college, I was uncertain. I didn't know how things were going to turn out. I knew I wasn't at the biggest name school, and I was really just focused on coming in as a young kid and trying to prove myself and get into position to play a lot and succeed at when I'm playing.
And over the years from freshman year to senior year, what would you say has changed and improved most in terms of your overall game and skill set on the court?
I would just say my IQ has improved the most over these years. I feel like just with the experience of playing the game, there's so many different things that I've learned on a totally different level just from being around Loyola, being at home, learning from professionals, just a whole lot of advice and experience is the main thing. Just being on the court, playing uh, at this level for this many years, but that was the biggest thing that just got me to where I'm at now.
Mhm. And what are you looking to improve on going forward, uh, as well as your main focus this current off season heading into your final season?
I would just say just learning my teammates, learning this new system that I'm a part of. This is the first time in over 4 years that I've been on a new team, and so it's a lot of adjusting. I've been in the same system all these years, and so to be in a new one under Shaka Smart has been a completely different experience, and I'm taking it one day at a time, not getting frustrated or anything like that because I know it's a process. You can't just jump in and be perfect day one. So for me, it's just taking it one day at a time and taking it from there.
And reflecting back on Loyal and this program, first off, what are you going to miss most about it all?
I would say I'll probably say the people, my teammates, coaches, and all the great personalities that I met while being down there for 4 years. Just all the great culture down there in New Orleans.
Mm-hmm. And you're leaving the program as the leader in all-time points, rebounds, assists. Over those years, what has the coaching staff and your teammates taught you the most?
Um, I would probably just I'd probably say they taught me how to how to carry myself. That's a big thing that I took away coming from Loyola. They gave me a lot of confidence, and that's something that I was lacking coming out of high school. Like I knew I was a good player, but I just didn't know really where I stood compared to a lot of other people. Was comparing myself to a lot of other people where they were at, what schools they were at, level. And at Loyola, I gained a totally different level of confidence being there for those 4 years. And everyone that I was around believed in me. They knew I was special. They knew I could do great things with this game of basketball. Yeah, I just gained a totally new level of confidence.
And on top of this, do you have any all-time favorite memories or games that come to mind looking back?
I would definitely say the two favorite memories there would be when we put our team manager in one of our games and we were up big at the end and tried to get him to score a basket, and he ended up hitting a buzzer beater to end the game. And the whole crowd stormed the floor, and it was a fantastic moment. And then my other one would definitely be the national tournament game, the national championship game when we won, and just all those emotions being unleashed was amazing for me and my team. And it was just an incredible experience being able to finally kind of have that weight dropped from us of all the pressure from that whole entire season.
And when talking about recruitment and taking years into consideration, there's NIL deals everywhere nowadays. Social media plays a lot into everyone. And it can be a lot to handle, but in your own words, what kind of advice do you have to athletes wanting to take that next step and what they can do to get their name out or get the attention while maintaining their focus, whatever goal they have in the future?
Can you repeat that last part? Sorry.
Basically, your own advice for guys wanting to take that next step and what they can do to put their name out there and get recognized.
Oh, I would definitely say just really just stay the course. I know it's kind of cliche what everybody says about just staying true to yourself, and if you play good regardless of where you're at, people will find you. They'll find that talent. And I know it sounds cliche, but like that's real life for real. Like that's something that I had to really kind of buy into being at the school that I was at. People aren't really going to the NBA after the NAI. That hasn't happened since prehistoric times. And so for me, that was a big thing that weighed on my head, was just staying the course, staying confident. And that would be my advice to other players in my position that aren't at the biggest schools, just to keep working. And if it's your path, that people will find you.
And while on the subject, what would you say has been the one piece of advice or tip you've gotten from anyone in your life that stuck with you all the way to now?
I would definitely say just biggest piece of advice is just trusting God. Big thing that I got from my parents every single day, just trusting God that He put me in the right spot to be who I am and be put in a position to succeed in life.
Mm-hmm. And I'm transitioning over to life off the court. What's a typical day look like for you during the season and the off season?
I would say a typical day for me in the off season is just a lot of work. Honestly, more work than the season. Every single day, I'm waking up, lifting weights, getting up shots, eating a whole lot of food, trying to get my weight up, working on my game, working on the weaknesses of my game, and focusing on the advantages in my game of how I can strengthen those even more and be more effective. Because the thing that I learned about my advantages is that my advantages affect winning, and we've seen that in the past with everything that I've been a part of. And so that's been a big thing for me now, is just focusing on my advantages and putting that towards winning.
Mm-hmm. And let's talk about your major. What is it about, but also why you chose it and what possibilities it might have in store for you and your future ahead?
Well, I just graduated with a degree in communications, and it's always been a dream of mine after my basketball career has ended to start a career in broadcasting and possibly be a sports analyst. So that's whether it's with ESPN or some talk show, like that's always been a dream of mine, is just talk about sports, talk about something I love on national television.
Mm-hmm. And I'm looking more into life off the court for you again. How would you describe the kind of person you are when you're off the court and in general outside of basketball, along with any other hobbies you have when you have any given time at all?
I'd probably just say a lot of that is just me hanging out with friends, family, taking a lot of time to just let loose and not think about basketball as much as I do in my normal time. Uh, playing games with my friends, getting out of the house, spending time out, just a lot of things to keep my mind off of basketball and life in general.
Hmm. And looking now more into Marquette, what intrigued you most about the program as well as as Coach Shaka Smart?
Um, yeah, so I would say Shaka is one of the most unique personalities I've ever met. Definitely the most unique coach that I've ever met in my life, and he was the biggest reason why I decided to come here because first and foremost, he believed in me. And that stuck out from the beginning when he first called me, that he believed that I could help his team win. And told me that he believed that I could be a good part of this team's success. And so that was the biggest thing for me.
Hmm. And in addition to this, what are your thoughts regarding your transition to Big East basketball? What you might maybe can expect from it, but what do you think might be the biggest shift or the difference between where you were and where you are now?
I would definitely just say I would say the biggest difference would be the talent level. And me coming to this level, it's going to be very challenging. But I feel like it's nothing that I haven't seen before. I've played against big talent my whole life, and I know this is going to be a new adjustment, but it's something I've been preparing for, I've been looking for, and something that I'm up for.
And on top of this, seeing that Marquette brought in a couple other transfers from overseas as well. What are you most looking forward to this upcoming season with this particular team and coaching staff?
I'm looking forward to winning. That's the biggest thing that we preach around here at Marquette is just winning anyway, despite all odds. We are projected to finish number one in our conference. We are projected to be a top 25 team, and that's something that we all know coming into the season. And so our goal is to prove everyone wrong and end up making the tournament, making a deep run because we're just trying to win at everything we do.
And transitioning over to NIL, simply put, what are you involved with and why you're involved in what you're doing?
NIL wise, I haven't had any individual NIL deals yet, but those are in the works, and it's only going to get even bigger once season starts and the exposure gets a lot bigger. But in terms of what we're doing right now is Marquette has a collective uh, from some donors that are giving us money to basically compensate the players and athletes for just doing a lot of different events and things for people in need, whether it's going to shoot hoops with kids or hand out food or take people shopping. They're just compensating us for that, and so that is what the collective is for our school. And just a kind of small part of what it is we do with that.
And when looking at the next level, such as the NBA, if you're asked by a scout or coach what you're capable of, what you can add to a roster, but also why they should look into you specifically, how would you respond to that?
I would say the reason why I should be needed on that level would be because I can impact winning in ways that not a lot of people can do. I believe I'm very versatile, and I do a lot of things that people don't do nowadays, whether it's hustling, playing defense, making plays at my size, passing the ball, rebounding, scoring inside the paint, making the defense have to collapse, and just really being able to make plays and kick out and create for my teammates. But yeah, the biggest thing is just kind of knowing your role and buying into a system I'm a part of. I'm a winner, and I'm not stubborn in the fact that I want to stand out and shoot all the shots and be the go-to guy. But the thing I know is for the next level that you have to play your role, no matter what role that is. And I feel like I can buy into that better than anyone. So that would be my selling point. So,
Of course. And when thinking of the people that mean the most to you in your life growing up, seeing that you've have a couple siblings yourself, who would this person or these people be for you specifically? But also, if they were to be listening, what would you have to share with them?
I would probably say my parents were pretty big role models for me growing up, kind of just setting the standard on how I act and how I respond to a lot of things. They've strengthened my mental in ways that a lot of people can't understand, just responding to adversity and critics my whole life. And yeah, just a couple things that I take away from them is really just staying true to myself and not letting the outside world get under my skin. And just trusting God. That's the main thing that they preach every day. Is just having faith and knowing that I'm on the right path, no matter what path that is. And my path is different. And they told me that from the beginning, that my path is just different from the people around me, the people that I see. And they know where I want to go. And they've seen the other paths that people are on. They just told me straight up that the path is different. And God has put you here for a reason. So that's the big.
Mm-hmm. And when your collegiate career comes to an end, how do you want to be remembered most for during your time, not only with Loyola, but also with Marquette?
I want to be remembered as a great person, a great teammate, and a leader and a winner. Those are the main things I really take pride on. I wanna be somebody that anyone can reach out to in times of need, off the court, on the court, whatever. I want to be remembered as a high IQ basketball player, somebody that was really smart and and that leads really well on the court and off the court, and somebody that wins at the end of the day. I want to be remembered as a winner.
Of course. And once again, Zach Wrightsil, I'm Marquette forward. Zach, really appreciate you taking the time today, and I wish you nothing but the best with your future ahead of you.
Thank you, man.
Of course.